So today's session will focus on how to create Adobe Forms in Clean Core approach. So we have been creating Adobe Forms, right? Now how we can achieve the same thing in Clean Core format. So if we see, hope my screen is visible. Can someone confirm? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
visible.
Thank you. So in old approach, we could see we would have our business document, then we would do a NACE configuration for that, and the output would be triggered, so that output would internally call the driver program. So from the driver program, inside driver program, we will call our function module for the Adobe form, correct? Then internally it will call the form interface and the Adobe layout, and either of the operation, whether it is a print or email, that would happen, correct? So this is the old approach. Now, as part of clean core approach, this is not, we are not supposed to follow this. So in new approach, what comes up is we have the business document. Against that we'll have the BRF plus configuration rules will be there. Against that configuration we'll be calling our form templates. So form templates, and then the later part, same again, configurations will be there, whether we want to print the form or we have to send the email. Okay, so how we will achieve this new approach, we will see it. Okay, so at any step if you are not able to follow, you can stop me. Okay, so here just it is a comparison with regard to the old approach and the new approach. Okay, so first thing is we need to create a form template. So how we will create form template? We have a Fiori app, maintain form templates. Okay, so this is the same screen. So here we have the option of creating custom templates, and there are certain pre-delivered templates which are provided by SAP. Okay, we can see if any of them are matching for our requirement. Okay, for now we would suggest you to take the custom templates only. So as part of trade phase, we have created few forms, right? We can take the template from there. So how would you do that? You can open any of the trade phase form which might be close to your requirement. Okay, so I'm just taking this form. You have to go inside, click on utilities, upload and download. So here you will download the layout. Okay, so you download the layout. I have already downloaded it, so I'm not doing it. Okay, XDP file will be generated. Now go back to the maintain form template. Here click on new. Okay, new template, you give some name, demo form. Okay, you browse the template file. So whatever layout we have downloaded now, right, same thing we have to upload it over here. Okay, this is the downloaded. Here data source, you can see some standard source is assigned, but later stage what we need to do, we need to reassign it to our respective data source. Currently it will not be visible. Once you create your data source, you can assign it. So for now you can just click OK and you can continue. So yeah, it is great. So here you can see you can give an option download. So first you have to download this. Wait a second. So with the same name na, in SFP we can see our form will be available. So here we can see, right, the form is already available. Okay, now what we need to do at this stage, just change Here you see the gateway service now. Remove this service. So whatever service you would have created now, I'll explain this binding part. You will assign this service. So this service will be the data source for your Adobe form. Okay, and save it. Come back. Activate it. Yeah. Now just come back and refresh. Now you can see, right, our data source is appearing. Now once this step is completed, what we will do, we will download this template. Okay, download, and here all you download with the template master. I'll tell you why we need the template master later. Okay, so you just download this one. Yeah, now we can see the file is downloaded. Just extract the zip file. Now you can see the this is for the master template, and this is for the whatever demo template we created now, that layout part, and this is the service part. Okay, now we'll go to ADLC. So here what we will do, we'll open the file which we have downloaded, the XDP file. Yeah, so you will see your template down file. You will have to open it. This is fine. Now you can see the layout, right? This is the layout of the form which we downloaded from TradeFace. At this point, you will have to change the binding as per your requirement. Okay. Suppose we might not be needing this part, you can just exclude this part, and however you need as per your requirement, you will have to change the layout part over here. Okay. Once you have completed your layout part, here left side you can see this is the hierarchy of the layout whatever you have created. Okay, and there is a data view. Just refresh this data view. Now here we can see all the details which are coming from our service. Okay, so we have created three CDS views over there related to header, item and logo, and we can see all the three appearing over here. Okay, so if we have to bind any field, you have to just click on that, and here you can see data binding. Here use your data connection. So suppose it is header data, right? Document number. I'm just passing the purchase order. Update all. We can see the purchase order binding has been completed. Okay. Similarly, you will have to do the binding for all the fields. Up till now, any doubts? Yes, Sri.
Sir, is service creation everything shown, sir?
No,
Of
no, no.
course,
Now
it
I
is.
will show
Uh,
after this.
if it is not shown, it's
Hmm.
okay overall. But just as an initial step, when service is created, how they
Hmm.
have to verify that service whether data is coming up or not.
Hmm. Yes, Sri.
Okay, that
I'll
is
show
main
that.
triggering point.
Yes.
Um, as an initial step, we can complete that and we can go
Hmm.
and request for functionals also. If the test data or anything is not
Hmm.
coming,
Hmm.
then we can do this template creation. By the time they
Hmm.
come with the test data, we can find the data here. So
Yes.
first, as an initial step, our task should be completed and that debugging or somehow
Hmm.
we have to check whether data is coming or not.
Yes. After our service binding is created, then only we can come to this layout part. Yes, right. Anyone has any doubt regarding these steps to create a template from maintain form templates? Okay. So now I will take you through what is this binding we have assigned, right, in form template. How to create this. Yeah, this binding. Okay. So for that we should have Eclipse, and in that we should have the AD2 tools installed. Okay. So after that we have to create CDS views. So CDS view is our base model, okay, from where the data will be fetched. In this case, the basic model what will be followed is like, so there will be a root CDS, which is the main CDS. Okay. After the root CDS, then comes our parent CDS. Parent CDS, and again after that it will be child CDS. So this is also like a hierarchy. Okay. So root CDS will be just like an entry point to go and get the data from your parent and the child CDS views. Okay. So first we will see, we'll create our mm, root node. Okay. So in order to create CDS view, you will have to do right click, new data definition. You have to follow the naming conventions. Okay, z underscore cds underscore. If it is a root, then you can give it as consumption view, and you can give some name. Okay, and some description. Root node for something like this. Okay, then you have to click next. So currently it is in temp, no tr to assign. If suppose next we'll be going, we'll have to assign a tr transport. Okay. Next, here we will have options what kind of CDS view you want to create. So here we have, right, root view entity. First we are starting with root view entity. You have to create the root view entity. So all the initial draft version will come up. Okay, just let me to finish. So if you see, right, this draft version is created already. We need not to write anything from scratch. So here first thing is from data source. So whatever header details you will be fetching now for header, with suppose for PO you will go to CDS view which is related to EKKO. Okay, so that details you need to provide here, and you have to give the composition for that. Why we are doing this? This is just to create a relationship between the root and the header node. Okay, so if I open the already created one, so here I have created for purchase order. So I have taken this standard purchase order header CDS view, and I have done composition with my header CDS. This is second CDS view where all our PO header details will be present. Okay, and this is the alias name for this association or composition. Okay, so here it is important that you mention the key field. So based on this key field only, all the data will be fetched further. Okay. Any doubt in this part? Okay. Now, one important thing is here we are using standard CDS, right? We should only select released CDS. So, how you will understand whether it is a release CDS or not? So, I think I have provided one program. Hmm, test CDS view. Okay. I hope everyone has this program. Okay. Based on this program, if we pass the table, so suppose the functional has not mentioned the CDS view, they have just mentioned go to VBAC table or EKKO table. So you just come and put the table name here and execute. You will get list of all the CDS views available. Okay. So mostly what you have to do is whichever view is nearest, you have to check the description. You cannot go through all the ones. Just whichever is nearest to the description, like purchase header order, you just take that service. Then when you include it over here, when you come here, just open this service, that particular service you open. Hmm. So here, in order to check, either it can be present, they'll sometimes mention it in the annotation, but here I see there is no annotation mentioned whether this is a release CDS or not. So you just do right click, show in properties. Okay, so here the properties tab has opened. Okay, so here we have all the details, which package this is, everything. But for us, what is important, it is released or not. Okay, so here you can see API state, release date, it is released. If it is released, then only you have to consider. If it is not released, we should not consider that particular CDS. We have to check for some other CDS. Okay. Yeah. So next we'll go with our header. So in header details, so as per our requirement, whichever header fields they have asked us to fetch, we'll fetch all those. Okay, along with that we will have an composition with the item. Okay, so when should we use composition and when should we use association? I'll just tell that. Composition you should use when you have direct relation. Now without header, item will not exist, correct? So in that case only you will have to use composition. In some case, like we have to fetch data from customer also, so there we can use association, because it is not mandatory, like for purchase order there should be a customer for that particular purchase order. Okay, so in that case we'll be using association. But when it comes to direct relationship like this header item, we have to use composition, because without header, item cannot exist. Okay, so we have fetched the header details. Next we'll fetch the item details. So for that we have another CDS. Here we can see we are fetching the details from the item level CDS view. Whatever details we need, we are fetching, and then you have to associate back to parent. So who is the parent of this item? It is the header CDS view. So you have to associate it back. Okay, so this syntax should be present. Now same, if we go to header, it should associate back to root entity. So that is the logic we have written here. Any doubts up till now? Okay, no doubts. Okay, let me continue. So now what we have done, we have completed our data model last level. Okay, last level from where we are fetching all the data. Data is there. Okay, now we have data. Next step is, in this case now we don't want behavior definition and behavior implementation. Why so? Because this is just read operation. For read operation, we'll not need behavior definition and implementation. That will come into picture when we are doing other operation like create or update or delete. That time we need behavior definition and behavior implementation. So we will skip those parts for now, and we will now go to next part, which is our service definition. Okay, so you have to create the service definition and expose your CDS views. The CDS view which you have created now, root, header, item, all of those you will be exposing it over here. After you have completed this step, then you have to do service binding. So in service binding, you will have to go and add your service definition. Okay, once you add your service definition and activate, then this publish button will be enabled. Then you'll have to click publish. This URL will get generated. Okay, this process is clear. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, Sarah.
Yeah.
Yes, Sarah.
Okay, here we can see our CDS views, how they are related also. So header, in header we have PO item, PO logo, then we are associating back to the query. Similarly for all the CDS views. Okay. Now before mapping, what we need to do, we need to first test whether our service is working or not. Okay. So how we will test it? We will go to our gateway client. So iwfnd/gw_client is the T code. So whatever service is there, no, you just copy and paste it over here. Okay, paste it over here. Now execute at this level. See, if we don't have authorization, it will give like this. Let me open my previous one. Yeah. So this was one of the previous one which I have created. So here, first thing what you do is, instead of passing this, first check the metadata. So more, add URI option, metadata, execute. So here we can see all the CDS views. Okay, entity. It will come as an entity, and all the fields within those entities will be visible. Now, what is the type of those? All of this will come. Item. And also here you can see the navigation properties. Okay. Now, now I am in the just entity CDS service level. Now I will add the entity, which is my header entity. Execute. Now here I have not passed any filter. If you could see, I have not passed any filter. So it is fetching all the purchase orders. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you pass the filter, it will fetch for that particular. So if I scroll down, see here only the 003 is found. So this is only at the query level. Now I want to fetch the details at header level. Just go to the PO header. I'll pass the same key. Now here you can see, right, all my header details are visible. Correct? So now here I can validate. Okay, if all my fields are coming, or suppose this value is coming wrong, I can go and cross verify why it is coming wrong. Okay. Now suppose I want to go to item. From header only I can go to item. Why I can go? I have defined the composition, right? So based on that I can go to underscore. So if you don't know what is the navigation property, you can come here and check EO item. This is case sensitive, so we have to give it same similar way. Okay. So I have gone to PO item. Now I can see all the item level details. You can see the item number, material group. So you can see if there are multiple items, you will see multiple entries coming. Is this clear? Okay. Just one point I wanted to add. So here we have something called custom entity also. Okay, custom entity comes into picture when we are not able to achieve the logic in CDS view by calling just to select with the CDS view and doing joins. If we are not able to achieve, suppose we need to do some other calculation, that time we will go with custom entity. So that time what we have an annotation where we can attach a class, so all the logic we can write in class. Okay, but this scenario is called unmanaged. So suppose tomorrow we'll have to do sorting, filter, for everything you will have to write an explicit logic in the class. But whereas for these CDS views, these are managed. So if you could see now, nowhere I have put where condition, right? Whatever value I am passing, it is directly filtering it out and it is bringing me only data for that respective details. So that all is managed. But when it comes to custom entity, we'll have to write explicit logic for everything. Okay. I hope it is clear till here. Okay. Yeah. Now next we'll understand how to add the logo part and the text part. Okay. This will be taken up by Manish. Yeah, Manish. You can. Yeah, Shri, you want to add something before that?
Yes, sir. Just for just correct me if I'm wrong. For unmanaged service, it is our a custom entity. When we are
Hmm.
writing a class, we have to take care. We have to write a logic for everything,
Hmm. Yes.
like filtering and everything.
Hmm. Hmm.
Nothing will be taken care.
Correct.
So
Whether we have.
mostly, yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
very
Yeah. Go ahead.
few cases where it is not feasible, like kind of
Hmm.
bringing up logo or
Hmm.
some texts where we will not have any filter criteria. Those kind of things, if it is not possible, in those cases, we would be going for unmanaged. Other than that, most of the scenarios we try to fit into the managed services only.
Correct. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Manashu, go ahead.
Thank you, Shri. Thank you, Sarah. So, continuing with what Sarah has explained. So now, once we have created our form and we have attached our data binding into it, we may have scenarios where we need to add logos into our form, add specific logos and specific text. So, what will be the step? Generally, we used to have this SPA forms, or we have an option to attach logos and text from our local system, but that's not feasible in case of some other person is using the system or in case of system upgrades. So now when we move, yes, Shri.
Now further using like that's what in text and all, everything, it should be called out during your walkthrough itself when functionals are reaching out to us and discussing about the things. Please call out clearly and ask them to, logo is once for a while once for all we'll be doing it, and if there are any modifications they will be loading it. Logo it is fine, but when it comes to text, make sure that we are loading that in managed text app. Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. You
Thank
can
you.
go ahead.
Thank you. So with the clean code approach, all those SO10 text and logos is migrated to manage logos app and manage text app. So it's relatively easy on using manage logos app. The uh, pros for this is that in this case, if we suppose want to change the logo or we want to change some text, we don't need a ABAP developers to make the change in the backend. We can do it in the front end and the change will reflect. So now how to add the logos? We'll navigate to manage logos app. We'll click on the plus icon and we'll click on add. Once we click on add, we can see a pop-up will come up and we can select our JPG and JPEG files. See, now I have selected and this logo has come up. The prefix will be ZZ1. We will give a name to the logo and a description and save it. So if you go here, we have already saved couple of logos here and we can use anyone. We have to just take the name of it. Similarly, if we want to maintain text, what we'll do, we'll go to maintain text app, sorry, manage text app. Here the same way, we'll click on plus icon. The added advantage is in this application, in this app, we can add our language. We have other variants where we can navigate and change to whichever language we want to maintain. Similar way, what we have done for logos, we'll give it a name, description, and we'll select either it is a head footer or a sender address. Generally, it's better to select sender address because of the multiple lines and extended characters. And footers does not have multiple lines. Like in footers, you can add approximately a max of 5 lines, whereas in sender address, you can increase that length. Now, similarly, we have also maintained text addresses. Now, how to use them? Once we have added our text address, as Sarah showed, we'll go to the custom entity. Now, see, we have defined a custom entity, and this is an unmanaged entity, as uh, said earlier, and this will be implemented by a class. We can see the query implemented is in class ZCL SO logo text. Till now, is it clear? Or do we have any questions? Okay, proceeding. We'll create a class and we will implement this interface. If IF RAP query provider, this query provider, what it does is it is used to fetch the data from the requested data from your custom entity and then populate. Okay. Now we'll get parameters. See, we are using this because our custom entity will receive some sales order data, or in my case, sales order data, or in your case, any other data. To use that data, we will implement this request of getting parameters. Now, this parameter name for my entity is P underscore sales order. This can vary accordingly, and this will always be in caps. I have extracted the sales order number, which we will use on a later point. Now, to get the logo, we have to call the method getGraphic from CLSOMU form services class. There we will mention the IV type as A. Just a small note, the IV type will always be A because we are fetching it from a logo, sorry, from an app. Then we'll maintain the logo name, and now I'm extracting the logo. This is the string data which we will save it in LV logo field. Similarly, we have another method, get text, where we will use the text ID, the language which we want. This language can change depending on the system. And IV type again will be A, and we will receive the text in the string format, and we'll pass the text back into the sales, into the LV tab, the return output tab. Clear till now? Or any questions? Yes, Shri.
Why input parameters are not generalized like a utility? We discussed like this should be like a utility class, right? Not
Yes,
only specific to
yes.
sales order.
Yes, as of now, I have not maintained that change. This can be
Okay.
general. This will, it can
Yeah.
change. I have
Just
used multiple sales orders, and it
yeah.
is working.
We try to keep it general.
Sure.
Logo, it is fine, but when it comes to um, manage text and all, user should be able to pass uh, text name as a general. I mean, for across the forms, we should be able to use it.
Sure.
That
Well,
kind
I'll
of
make that
class. Okay.
change.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
Sure. I'll make that change. Okay. So now once we have done this, okay, a small note. When we are creating this SO logo, right? I mean, always remember to the data will be abap.raw string. Why? Because in abap.raw string, the XML string data is stored. If we use only string, what will happen? The Adobe form will read it as a normal string and will not embed the image data. Okay? So now we have all the things necessary. What we will do, we'll go to our metadata and check again. Our We'll check our service. Now I have put in the metadata service. Let's check if our logo is coming here or not. Now see, we inside the entity of SO logo, we can see VBLN, logo and text. Now one thing to note is your logo type, this EDM type should be binary. If it is string, the lifecycle designer will consider as a string, and till it's binary, when it is binary, the lifecycle designer will convert it into the image data. Clear till now? Okay. So now let's go to the lifecycle designer. It is simple how we will insert a logo. I have created a blank page. We'll go to the object library and we'll insert an image field. Let's name it as Golden logo. Now in the binding tab, we'll go to our logo. We'll bind our logo. Also, we'll use the embed image tag. Okay. Now we'll save it. For text, let us do this. We'll go to text field. Let's create a text field. Let's rename it text. And the binding, go to and save it as text. Now, once we save it, always remember we maintain form templates does not understand when we have maintained the text or we have made any changes. So we have to upload it again to the corresponding form. This is my form. I will upload it. The XTP file will be uploaded always. And suppose if I go to my program, this is my program where we have just created a small program that will download your form into the local system. We have used this get document method and passing our form name with the keys. The keys is the inputs which we will give. Now this LV content will be our binary content in X string format. This X string format will be converted to binary format and then the binary format will be downloaded as a PDF. We will execute it. 36, this document is downloaded. So see, in the end page, our built-in logo and text is appearing. Okay. Any doubts or any questions?
And, Manush, as part of dry run, we were thinking about the timelines and working like that. So we were uploading, downloading the XDP file. Team, now you can verify once initially when we upload the XDB file, post that whatever changes we are making, if we make at SFP level, is that form getting activated properly? All the bindings are getting binded as expected, and any changes that we do are getting reflected onto your forms, we can go ahead and do with SFP itself. And just keep that activated properly. As a last step, just go to your ADLC in data view, do a clear refresh and activate your form at SFP level. If you are able to replicate all the changes at SFP level, that particular step, downloading and uploading the XDB file, can be avoided. But we have to do a thorough check on that. I think any one of us can take that action item, and you also can do, and you can call out if you are able to achieve that. We are also doing that parallelly. If that works out, some of our team members, one of our team members would be calling out.
Manish, we have that configuration, no?
Sorry, which the
Uh,
output
for the master
determination
template. Yeah. No, master template.
need to check this, for the master template.
Okay. Let me share my screen. So there is one configuration also which we need to do. So while downloading the template, we have downloaded it with master template, right? So in SPRO, we have the cross application components. In this, there is something called output control. Yeah. Then we have the defined rules for determination of master form template. Okay, execute on this. Here you have to create a new entry for your form layout. Okay, I'll show this. This is the layout which Manish has created, right? So if you double click on this, here we can see we have provided our form template, then master template which we have downloaded, and we have provided this logo details. Okay. So this is the configuration. We are Yashri.
Why is this needed, Sarah?
This we were checking when we had downloaded with template, na master template. It was needed. Yeah, Manish.
Yes. So in order to link your form to the master template, we have to attach this default master template. Otherwise, what will happen? A page will come up saying dummy page, and that cannot be removed. So with this this template and determination rule, the form determines which master template to use.
Okay, always form should go with the master template. So you are
Hmm.
configuring it here. By
Yes.
default,
Yes.
form should be going with the master template. Can we go back?
Yes. So this will be our form template. And also if we have any conditions also we can give based on company code. But here we are just giving our form template
Actually,
based on our. Hmm.
this is related to determining the conditions and rules for a form. Um, Master template should be mandatory. Okay, so you are saying like master template is mandatory for a form.
Yes.
So master template for the forms that we developed now, either PO form or the label form, we have assigned a master template here.
No, I don't see it assigned yet. Yeah. We
Hmm.
have uploaded those logos and all from local only na Sri. So that's why I think that part is not done here.
Okay, only for case of logos, we need to have a
Hmm.
master template,
Hmm.
not by form creation. Okay, I got it now.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yes.
Okay. Is it mandatory? Can you recheck once again?
Hmm. Yes, Sri. We'll
Okay.
cross check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, this particular step is for writing conditions.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, just cross check.
Yeah. We'll cross check on this step and we'll let you know.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yes. If anyone has any doubts, you can please call out over now. Yeah. Okay.
If no doubts, also please go through the session and go through the topics that Sarah and Manish has discussed, and you can reach out and we can have a session for your queries also. Harsha, you will be taking up